Ladies and gentlemen, the most important rule of all, you must hold on for 8 seconds. And believe me, when you're on the back of a 2,000-pound bull, that's a very long time. You guys ready for bull riding? All right, sit down and let's get ready to get it on.
でも足ギュッと挟む力とかもいると思うんですけど、多分もっと上のレベルになるとそのスピンした時にそのバランスっていうか、もう重心移動するらしいんですね。そのスピンする内側にも。
Makoto Sakito is a Japanese cowboy. The only son of a suburban couple, he's bucking against a traditional upbringing to follow his dream.
テキサスに行ったけど、これ4秒ぐらいしか教えてない。17時間ぐらいかけて行って4秒やって。
4 seconds is half the time Makoto must stay on a bucking bull to prove the son of a Japanese businessman can rise in the West to become a cowboy. Ever since he was a little boy, Makoto's dressed like Clint Eastwood and watched spaghetti westerns, dreaming one day of starring in the sushi variety. His wife Sachiyo says he's never grown up and fears he never will. Almost every year since they started dating, and despite many arguments, Makoto spent his savings on bull riding in Texas in search of the elusive 8-second ride.
もうなんか自分がロデオのことがアメリカ行く前にとかになって話してて、ロデオのことを夢についてたことですけど、そんな夢みたいなこと言わないでとか言っていや夢の話をしてるんだっていう話で
私はあまり夢とか嫌いなんだけど、そういう夢を追うとかってそういう人は嫌だったから、嫌だったね、ずっと夢じゃなくてなんて。1年に1回ぐらいアメリカに大体毎年行ってたよね、付き合ってからは。で、1回目行くときに喧嘩したっけ？
毎回喧嘩してるんだよね。
そうかね。ダメだって思うけど、でもなんかやっぱり好きだから別れられないし、まあなんか違うことにはならないのかな、ロデオじゃなくて。
だからそれがまだ
趣味は。
それがまだ出てこないから。
Maybe it's my dad's influence, but I've always really liked movies. He was into westerns. That was why I got into cowboy fashion.
Makoto's always been a maverick, and his own family tells him to get a proper job and become a dutiful breadwinner to his family. But Makoto's not like other Japanese men. You can't throw him off that easily. It's always been that way.
家の中のちょっと高いところにある棚になんかアイロンが乗っかってたのが弟の頭の上に落っこちてきたっていうちょっと事件がありまして、変わった道を歩むようになってしまったんじゃないかなみたいな。
7時か8時ぐらいに寮の外でピシッピシッってすごい音が鳴っとるもんで、バーン窓を上げるとマックがもうわけのわからん牛の顔の人形をこうロープをやってるわけですよ。
あの時なんか盛り上がらんなりに面白かったよな。俺らは楽しめたよな。
俺まだ写真持ってるよあれ。
あんな最あっとる真剣に横でマジだけな。
マックが初めてそのロデオを真剣にやるって言ったのいつだろうね。
ロデオと一緒ぐらい大切に思っとったアメフトをもうやめたいって言うた。
Makoto played rugby and American football at the local sports university. A star player, everyone expected him to graduate as a captain with flying colors and a bright future ahead of him. But in his third year, Makoto did the unthinkable. He gave it all up to ride bulls. Makoto's the kind of guy who finds it easier to face a rampaging bull than face life in the Japanese suburbs. To him, that's always been scary. Even so, dropping out of school took some real guts. Or as Texans say, some real want to, when people were telling him that his entire future depended on graduating. When many of his friends blazed the trail and became city slickers, Makoto took whatever jobs he could find that would allow him to go bull riding in Texas every year for 3 months. Japan just wasn't the place for a cowboy. Makoto was crazy enough to take on one of the most dangerous sports in the world.
Cowboys in trouble.
Once he'd been to Texas, little else mattered except the thrill of the contest that tested tough as cowhands against a big, solid, mean hunk of a rip-roaring on-rim muscle.
Get around there, Brad. Get around there. Get around there. Whoa.
将来自分が何をしたいんだろう
When considering what to do with my life, I could only think of rodeo. That was the start of everything.
Although his friends saw him as something as a hero, Makoto's family thought he was bull crazy and bull-headed. They wanted him to grow up and throw away his Stetson, find a nice respectable hobby. But Makoto didn't listen. Life had become short. The 8 seconds it takes to ride a bucking bull.
全く根拠もないし
I had no proof, but for some reason I believed that I could become a pro. Somehow I had that confidence.
自信があったというか
Even though Makoto had never seen a live bull, hardly spoke any English, and just looked plain weird out there on the range, he was ready to ride bulls and buck tradition. But Texas is a tough place made for tough guys. Could Makoto be one of them?
Everybody up on the curve. In between cars.
Makoto Sakito is a lonesome Japanese cowboy with a dream. To stay on a bucking bull long enough to earn him his spurs and make him a real cowboy.
I originally idolized cowboys and dressed like one for a long time.
でもその格好だけで
But that wasn't real enough for me.
っていうのがあって、でもそれは日本人
Maybe because I'm Japanese.
やっぱりその
I felt that the real flavor of what it meant to be a cowboy came from the lifestyle.
作業とかの中でそういう味が出てくるんじゃないかとか思ったりして。
Makoto wanted to see them firsthand, so at 21, he headed deep into the heart of Texas, to a ranch in Jarrow, the home of Grandpa Wayne and Grandma Polly Gibbs, who advertised their practice arena and a rodeo